Wow, already back for another Portable Clint. I have a very special guest, but before I get to him, I just want to say that the Portable Clint is about the journeymen and women of Hollywood, and not about their destination, but about their journey. So I got a guy here who I always find fascinating. Darren Richardson, also known as Daz Dazzler. Come on in here, dude.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, man. How are you, friend?
Here.
Good to be here. Hey,
good to be anywhere.
Wait, I got to do this.
Good to be here.
Yay. Daz, you have two names.
Yes.
Why?
My real name is Darren Craig Richardson.
Okay.
Or Darren Richardson.
Okay.
But when you're in England, they shorten your name. You don't have a choice about it.
Who's they?
The people of England.
Okay.
The fellow Englishmen and English women and inhabitants of the island.
Okay.
So whatever you've given as a name is not going to be your name. So if you have an R name, it gets shortened to a Z. So for instance, you know the director Baz Luhrmann?
Sure.
Right, he's Barry Luhrmann.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If your name's Gary, you're Gaz or Gaza, like the famous football player Gaza. He's Paul Gascoigne. So his name is not even his first name. His last name's Gascoigne, so he's Gaza. So they just shorten your name. Our names become Z and or Zs, and that's it. People call me Daz. They call me Dazza. They call me Dazzler. They call me Dazzy. One friend calls me Dar.
Who's that?
He's a Welsh guy. So
okay.
in Wales, Dar.
Okay.
They're just going to call you Dar.
Okay.
It's not, and then one friend calls me Dan. D-A-N.
Okay.
And my name isn't Dan, but he's an ex-bare knuckle boxer. So I don't question why he calls me Dan. I just accept it because he's an ex-bare knuckle boxer.
Okay. Are we done with the name part?
We're done with the name part.
Okay.
And that took up...
No, that's fine.
Is that a good
no, that's
explanation?
fantastic. Daz. That's what you like to be called on the streets of Hollywood?
You know, if you're my friend and you like me, and we... what I like about Daz is that when people become close to me, they start calling me Daz. And it's affectionate. You know,
yeah, sure,
it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like, we're at that level where you call me Daz now, or you call me Dazzle, or you call me Dazzler, or whatever. Okay. If you want to call me Darren, that's fine as well.
Okay, Daz.
Yeah.
When did you come here to Hollywood? When did you come here to Hollywood?
I arrived in California.
Wait, where are you from again? Tell me.
I'm from England.
Okay.
I'm from about 30 miles outside of London.
Okay.
I lived in London for a few years. I came to California in 1997.
And did you come here to pursue Hollywood?
I came here for a girl that I met in London. I was finishing my job in London. I was working on the London tour buses.
London tour bus. Okay. What's London tour buses?
You know those, ladies and gentlemen, on your left is London, built in...
Okay, got it, go.
And then I was going to work in Portugal. I had a job in Albufeira, running like an entertainment at a hotel complex there. And I'd done that sort of thing before, and I trained as an actor, and I'd been in the entertainment stuff. And I was like, I don't really want to do this stuff. And then my last week on the job, I met this girl, and she lived in Los Angeles, California. And
wait, where does she live?
She lived in Corona.
I know, but where does she live here? What do you call Los Angeles?
Did I say Los Angeles?
You said Los Angeles. You said some weird name, and I thought that was like short what you guys say in London.
I said Los Angeles, right? Or LA.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
California.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. And then, so instead of going to the job, the day I was supposed to fly to Portugal, I got on a plane and came to LA instead, and then I never went back.
Okay, all right. So you come here.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I bring up the whole journey is better than the destination, you fascinate me because you do a whole bunch of different things to entertain yourself. And so you came out here to be an actor. When was your first acting gig?
Well, I mean, I got my green card and everything like that. The day after I got my green card, I went down to Central Casting, literally, because I was waiting so long to get my green card.
Central Casting is where they do sign up for extra work.
Yeah, so I got the book Extra Work for Brain Surgeons, which was, do you ever remember that book?
I don't.
Anyway,
Is that really a
clearly,
book?
It was a book.
Okay.
It was a book, and I just wanted to work. So I got the book. The first day I was available to work after I got the green card, I went down to Central Casting, I registered, and the next day I was on the set of some show. I think it was the original Roswell High, and I was in a
Who did the other Roswell High?
I don't even know.
Okay.
All I know, I was in a gravel pit in like Glendora.
Okay.
With everybody going to me, oh man, if you'd have come last year, you'd have been on Titanic and you'd have been 3 months worth of work, because I missed that. So when I got here, I'd missed Titanic and I'd missed Lord of the Rings casting. So, but I didn't miss Roswell.
Okay.
So I started doing extra work. I did that for 2 years, like trying to get my SAG card.
Sure. So
and no one would give me one.
Did you do the 3 vouchers for a SAG card?
Yeah, and it was like,
if you're an extra 3 times, you can get a SAG card.
It's a flawed system.
It's a flawed system.
It's a flawed system if you're an actor. And
if you're an actor.
So,
okay, all right.
I got that, and then from that, once I got my SAG card, I never did extra work again, and then I started doing, I got an agent.
Okay.
I had a guy. I used to drive to LA every day from where I lived. I lived outside in Corona, and I used to drive. That was back then, and I used to get the breakdowns.
Right. Illegally.
Sorry, I had something go through. This
go ahead.
Is strong.
I know. Go ahead.
Isn't it?
I know. Go ahead.
A statute of limitations.
There is.
That.
You're fine.
Okay,
You're fine.
good.
You're fine because you did. I mean, it's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, this is back. Hey, you can't trace a fax.
No, exactly.
So I got the breakdowns, and I used to just put my headshot right on it, drive down to LA, and drop them in all the bins.
I did the same thing.
And that was, this is pre 9/11, so you could literally go on the studio lots. You'd just turn up and say, "I'm an actor. I'm dropping off a headshot," and they'd go, "Just drive on, park where you like, park in Clint Eastwood's parking space, and drop your headshot off, and you'll be fine." I mean, not that, but it kind of was like that. Right. So I did that, and I started getting calls, and people started calling me in, and a very nice guy called Danny Goldman, who was a casting director, lovely man, kept calling me in.
He was in Young Frankenstein, by the way.
Yes, and he also did voice on Smurfs.
Okay.
Yeah, so he kept calling me in, and he in the end he was like, "Darren, I'm sick of looking at for your headshot and your phone number. Why don't you have an agent?" And I go, "Danny, I'm trying to get an agent. I can't." He just called up my agent, Arlene Thornton. Said, "I've got an actor here. He's really good. I want to keep bringing him in." Blah 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 blah. They sent me over to Arlene. She signed me. I've been with her ever since.
Awesome. Okay. So I want to tell a couple of stories on this going on the same road. Okay. How many concerts do you think you've seen in your life?
Thousands.
I mean, thousands, right?
Thousands. It's in the thousands. It's got to be, I don't know, 365 days in a year. I've been going to concerts since I was 15.
What was your first concert?
Alice Cooper.
What was your last concert?
Last week.
Who?
With Eric Edelstein. We went up to Ventura County and we went to the Skull and Bones Festival and saw the Grateful Shred.
Okay.
Damn,
I've seen them with Eric.
Yeah.
I love hanging out with Eric, going to concerts because, before I get into that, when someone goes to a concert with you and Eric, you just don't go get into your seat that you were assigned, sit there, and then when the concert's over, you leave.
That's for civilians.
That's for civilians. Tell me what you do, you and Eric, or just you. When you go to a concert, tell me what you do.
The universe is an amazing thing, and it has lots of opportunities and lots of doorways for you.
Right.
So if it presents a situation where you can have a better experience, you just flow and go with it. So a lot of times I'll go to shows and somehow I'll end up down the front, or I'll get upgraded, or
backstage.
I'll end up backstage, or something like that. Opportunities present themselves. I would say, I'd like to say I was born lucky, but luck is sort of for Vegas gamblers. As actors, we seize opportunity and moments, and when they present themselves. So
How often are you presenting yourself a better situation at a concert?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Everyone I go to, yeah. But, you know, yeah.
Tell me your wildest experience while upgrading. Tell me your best experience upgrading.
Oh, I can't even.
Just give me one. Not your best, just give me one. Give me something that happened this year.
Off the top of my head, there's been a million times I've gone and I've seen the show and then I meet someone somehow and blah blah blah, and then next thing it sounds like, next thing you're backstage, you're backstage, or you get The Who was pretty amazing. We went to see The Who and we ended up in Anaheim. We ended up dead center in the middle, right in front of Roger and Pete, and that was crazy. Desert Trip was amazing. We were in the pit both weekends. Desert Trip was mind-blowing. I mean, that thing was incredible. The Stones, Dylan.
Okay.
Everybody. Anyway.
Daz, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Can you speak with a English accent right now? Can you sound like a total...
This is an English accent.
No, I know. I'm sorry. An American accent.
Oh, an American. I can, and if you have a SAG contract and you're willing to pay me, I
was just curious because you were so good with different voices. You do a lot of voice work.
I do a lot of voiceover.
See, that's the reason why that's the reason why I'm interviewing you, because there's usually one way to get to Hollywood. You have so many different directions to participate with.
The thing is, and I know
is your neck okay?
No, I tweaked it. I'm doing a show and I've been holding the script right. It's a massive script, but anyway, it sounds like I'm trying.
Go ahead.
I'm so busy. I was like holding a big script and I've tweaked my neck.
Okay, go ahead.
No, the thing is, and what I say, because I do these theatre tours and we do, I have done them, and we've taught classes afterwards. And young actors always want to, how do you do it? You have to be versatile. I'm not setting the world on fire, but I'm a working actor. I pay my bills off of this profession, this craft, or whatever you want to call it.
See, real actors like him, they call this business like the craft. I call it, man, I got to get an acting gig. Well, I call it a craft.
Well, I mean, some of it's a craft, some of it's smoke and mirrors, some of it's trickery, some of it's magic, and some of it's, I don't know. But to survive, you have to be versatile. You can't, so you have to, I do theatre, I do film, I do TV, I do voiceover, I do commercials, whatever. If we're not evolving, if you're not evolving as an actor or an artist or whatever you are, you ain't gonna survive.
It's true.
And the business is evolving. We've got to evolve with it, right? Oh, come on, it sucks. This is happening to the business. It's all going online. Well, that's just the way it is. Well, now this is happening. Well, that's just the way. Well, now this is happening. You know what? Roll with the punches, and you will survive. And yeah, some things will suck.
Yeah.
It sucks that we're not going out on SAG union commercials as much as we were. It sucks that stuff's shrinking. But while things are shrinking in some areas, they're expanding in others. So I remember an actor saying, like, when he came to town in the 80s, he went to one of these, like, the Friars Club or whatever, and these old boys were like, I would hate to be you guys now, getting in the business, it's over. And he said then he was somewhere, recently, and there were young actors, and he was like, I'd hate to be you guys getting in the business. And he was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's changing. That's just the way it is.
I've been for 32 years, the sky has been falling to, hey, Clint, man, I would not come in this business. They're coming out with these cable channels. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. They're going to come out with Blu-ray. You ain't going to live, man, when they come out with Blu-ray. You got to know,
Yeah.
You're going to be a DVD extra.
Right. There's always something that people are fearing you with.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm
just checking the time so I don't get
okay,
too bored.
we're good. So let me ask. No, okay, listen, Daz. You, working actor, tell me the last gig you just worked on.
Last night, doing Oslo for LA Theatre Works.
Okay, what about an acting gig? The reason why I'm going with this, listen.
That's acting, man.
No.
I was on stage for 3 hours.
No, listen. That's the problem with me. When I say acting, I'm referring to the acting on television and movies.
Okay.
But see, you're a real actor, and that's the reason why I respect you, because you're, as they say, you're an artist. You are, because you take the acting thing to a whole other level. Me, I work hard not to work hard. No, but seriously, and Daz, I love hearing you speak. I've seen you on acting gigs. You had a very great Geico commercial.
Yeah, that was fun.
And tell me about that. You were the very first heckler.
I was the world's first heckler, doing mum jokes.
Like what?
Your mum.
Wait, do I have to give you a SAG contract for this?
No, I'll do this one for free. I said, what was it? The line? The line was, it was your mum. It was your mum joke. But I forget what it is now. My brain just froze.
Daz, concerts. You like to? What else do you like to do? Tell me.
I'm going to go back to
every different thing.
No, you said about the acting.
Okay, well then do
my
that.
My previous thing to Oslo. Before Oslo yesterday, I had a voiceover gig, doing some ADR, looping. The day before...
And we can't say what that project is, but it's a really big project that you did looping for. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually it wasn't. That was another one. I did that last week. So I had last week I had 4 ADR looping gigs.
Tell them what ADR is. Tell them what looping is.
So I go in on a film, and I might have to fix something, like a line that got lost.
That the other actor, I'm talking about. Well, there's two types of ADR.
They can't bring the A-lister back, whoever it is. So say it's Ian McKellen.
Sir Anthony. Okay, go ahead.
I don't do Ian McKellen, but say it is. They can't bring him back because he's off shooting,
Thor 5.
Yeah, Thor 10, Gandalf 6.
Sure.
So they'll bring me in and they say, can you just get this word, blah, blah, so you just add it and you fix it. Or they might bring me in because to do police radios. They're in a car, there's a chase, and they want me going, Delta 5 Foxtrot, this is Sierra 1, they're going northwest on the London Circular. Sending a team now, EMT's en route. Stuff like that.
Really,
which
awesome.
through a radio sounds pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, it sounds great.
So stuff like that. And then I also did a TV show last week, early in the week. It's a new show called The Baxters.
This is pilot season in Hollywood right now. Is this a pilot or is this?
No, it's.
I know.
Been
Is this the John Goodman project?
No, I don't think. No, it's not. It's a reboot of an 80s show that ran for like 9 seasons.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be on a streaming platform.
The Huxtables?
No, the Baxters.
Okay, go ahead.
No, don't associate me with that. We're getting an email coming as well.
Go ahead. I know.
The portable
This
show.
is. That's the reason why.
You need to call your agent.
Okay, good deal. Okay.
Something about mentioning the Huxtables.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, this coffee was good.
It was good coffee. I'm about to drink mine. Man, see, I got so much to get to and so little.
I know. I feel bad. There should be like a part 2 or something.
Well,
we're going to bore these. It's 18 minutes.
I know. We're going to go 2 more minutes right now. Let's try to put everything. Let's try to put a nice cherry on top right now.
Right.
Daz, I dig you because you're always up to something. I mean, you're always up to something. I love following you on Facebook and Instagram.
And I love following you too.
Well, thank you. I like taking pictures with celebrities. I'm not gonna get it. I like taking pictures with celebrities. You do too. We all do, right?
Well, it's, you know what? It's kind of, look, it's a bit. It's fun. Sometimes it's fun, and if it's the right situation, it's fun. Like when I came out here, my goal was to meet all the old timers. I met Elizabeth Taylor.
Me too, by the way.
I was sat in the back of her car chatting with her.
Nice.
I met Tony Curtis, Charlton Heston. I mean,
give me some other names. Give me some fire some other legends up because I love this part. Who else?
From the old school.
Yeah, from the old school.
Ernest Borgnine.
Where did you meet Ernie? Eric Edelstein's favorite.
Yeah, he's great. I met Ernest a few times at like book signings and screenings and things like that. Carl Malden and Gene Simmons, who was in...
Gene Simmons from Kiss?
I met Gene Simmons from Kiss, but I mean and it does get confused, but there was a wonderful British actress called Gene Simmons who was in a lot of classic Hollywood films. I love old Hollywood. It's amazing.
I do too,
Those
man.
guys came out. It was the Wild West, and they forged it. And you know what? We're still doing it. It's
Amen,
still the
brother.
Wild West.
It is still the
And
Wild West.
We're still doing it.
And just to finish up on the thing, on the pictures, I love, like you said, I love taking pictures with people. I don't like taking pictures with current celebrities. I want the classics. I want the legends.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, it's that weird thing with social media because, you know, I don't post. I mean, like, I don't post 80% of my life.
I know, same
because
here,
it would
same
just
here.
look like,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm doing, you know, and that's just the way. But it's weird. LA is this amazing emerald city. It's this little bubble of greatness where magic can happen.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't post about it. But you know what? People love it, and I'm not posting. You know, if you just be positive.
Well, Dad,
and everybody, I love when people share their stuff, and I'm like, and even if they share negative stuff, I'm like, well, that, you know, it's an expression. It's really good. It's interesting.
Daz, I would rather people share their excitement when they met somebody than a picture of their food or a picture of, you know, their dog that no one's ever going to know who their dog is. I'm not saying don't post pictures of your dogs.
I do like dog pictures.
So do I, and
Yeah.
that was a really bad example
And some
of me.
food pictures
Well,
too.
see, dang, you know what? You're right, man.
I took a picture of my breakfast yesterday. I wanted to post it, and I didn't. And then, like 8 hours later, I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't post that picture of my
Right?
breakfast. You know,
Right? Yeah.
I had that thing
Yeah.
where if you just take a moment,
I know.
you know,
I know.
a social media moment, whatever you want to post, take an hour, and then see in an hour if you want to post it.
Daz,
Like this video,
Like this
maybe.
video. Daz, let me say this, okay?
Yes.
The reason why we couldn't get to everything and do everything is because you are literally a journeyman who's always up to something, and I don't think anybody could ever capture that in 15, 20 minutes.
No.
So I tip my hat to you because you're living life, brother. You are living life. I love that you go to concerts, you sneak in, you go in the back, you hang out with fun people like our good buddy Eric Edelstein. Mm-hmm. You first of all, there's something that you guys need to know, and this is what I'm going to finish with. Eric Edelstein is a guy who's a wonderful person, but Eric's friends, if you're a friend of Eric's, then you are a friend with all of his friends.
By proxy.
By proxy.
By proxy.
Because Eric only has a good crew of people.
Yeah.
And you and I are part of that crew.
And even if you meet someone, it's like, that's kind of how it is. I try and think with my group as well, like good people are good people. And even if you meet someone, you go, this person's a whack job. But if they're Eric's friend, they must have a good heart.
Yes.
So,
and
I'm talking about myself as the whack job.
No, I know you were.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, guys. Daz, is there
Can
any...
I just say, May 4th, I have to say this, May 4th on BBC Radio, which can be streamed all over the world, Live and Let Die, the Bond, James Bond,
Really?
BBC, yes, on May 4th.
is this wait, what do you mean Bond? It's not
James Bond, we do James Bond for the BBC, we've done about 9 of them,
okay,
and
I
this
get
is
it.
Live and Let Die, it's an audio masterpiece, and it will be
I'm excited about
it will be
that.
streaming on May 4th.
Okay, I'm going to check that
That's
out.
my next project.
Des,
I put my hat on at the end.
Will
Is
you
that
do me a
okay?
favor? That's fantastic. Will you tell everybody bye for me?
From the Clint Portable, I thought it was potable at first, like plants.
It can
I
be.
read it wrong. My
It's
eyes, I
okay.
need glasses. Portable show. Thanks so much for listening. We're sorry it was long, but we hope it was interesting, and we hope you didn't just forward through it or just click on it for a few minutes. Hope to stay to the end.
Goodbye.
Love you.